you want to know how low I've sunk in this quarantine, I have a TikTok now. So if you want to check out the one video I've posted, I'll just put my handle somewhere over there. What's good everyone on YouTube? It's me again, back with another video. And yeah, we've got another shoe review. This quarantine stuff has been pretty insane. I hope everyone's safe out there. It's pretty crazy times we're in right now, but let's just hope things get better later on. So, onto the shoes. So for this shoe, actually, this was more of an impulse purchase. This was actually done a week before, at least here in Sydney, got really locked down. I happened to be in Foot Locker and these shoes were on the shelf and I realized they were also on sale as well. So they were in my size, and for this shoe it's kind of hard to find my size because it's a women's shoe, but I thought I'd go for it. So today we're talking about the women's Air Jordan 1 Mid SE in the white iridescent colorway or something like that. So yeah, with the intro out of the way, let's get straight into the box. So I've never bought a mid before, so I don't know what the usual box is, but for this particular release, we have this white gloss box with a gold Jumpman in the middle of the shoe. And then if we flip open the top, we've got this paper that reads 23 all over the paper, and then the shoes were stuffed with some pretty standard cardboard inserts. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing too special about the box. And if we move to the label, it reads Women's Air Jordan 1 Mid SE. So yeah, the retail price on these, actually marked on the box, it's retailed for $180, but in Foot Locker they charge $190. With 10% off, my math isn't that good. It was down to like 170 or 160 something. I'm not going to do the math on the spot. I'll just put all the conversions and stuff here. And for the discounted price, especially for a women's shoe that has to go up to a men's 9.5, I actually thought that was a pretty decent price. So yeah, with the box out of the way, let's get into the shoes. And here we are. The women's Air Jordan 1 Mid SE in the white iridescent colorway. So the first thing that probably jumps out to a lot of people is that we've got these like highlights all over the shoes panels in this sort of like black reflective stuff. And it has a very striking resemblance to a bunch of like customs that were being done at a certain period of time. That was apparently pioneered by Joshua Vides. He has a Converse collaboration. I might put a photo up. And basically, his sort of like concept of marking the shoe to make it look like a comic book drawing was pretty well known and pretty popular on Instagram for a while. So it almost seems like Nike kind of took a page out of that book. I'm not one to judge. I'm not exactly one to say, you know, who did what, but that's just something I noticed straight off the bat. It kind of has like the comic book look. But unlike a lot of those customs where it is just black marker, as I said before, these panels are reflective. And the most striking thing about this shoe is these black reflective lines are actually rainbow iridescent. So when you hit the shoe with flash, it actually completely lights up in like the sort of like rainbow patterns of like blue, pinks, reds, yellows. It's actually really interesting, and I know it's something that you won't see on an everyday basis, but it's just really cool to have. So aside from that, like when you're just looking at the shoe normally, this is a pretty standard white and black Air Jordan 1 Mid. So typical to the mid, we've got the slightly lower cut, and we've got the Jordan Jumpman logo as well as the Air written on the tongue. And actually pretty interesting for a mid, the tongue is actually cut quite a bit higher than the collar itself. It seems to be a typical thing with most mids. I don't mind it. I usually like my tongue to not go that far. But then again, I own the Geo basket, so that goes really far as well. But then moving down to the midsole, we've got pretty much an identical setup to regular Air Jordan 1. So you've got the same rubber cup sole and the same beastly traction with the sort of radiating lines. So that pretty much covers the main features of this particular shoe. Now in terms of sizing, because this is a woman's shoe, the US sizing is So women's shoes are 1.5 sizes more than like the men's sizes. So for this shoe, this is a woman's 11, which translates to a men's 9.5. And it fits me pretty much exactly spot on. So I would say go true to size in this shoe. And yeah, you should be fine. So I'm typically a US 9.5 in most of my sneakers. I bought these in a women's US 11, which is a men's 9.5, and they fit me perfectly. Now, in terms of comfort, this really is quite a standard feeling Jordan 1 underfoot. The rubber cup sole is really kind of stiff. If there is an air unit in there, I'm pretty sure it ain't doing much because I can't feel anything. The insole itself is actually slightly upgraded, I feel, compared to other Jordan insoles, but other than that, it still feels pretty stiff. The upper itself, the leather is actually okay, it's not the best leather. I haven't had a chance to walk around much considering the quarantine, but it seems to bend pretty nicely, and yeah, I would just say overall it kind of feels like a regular Jordan 1 for the most part. But no one really buys Jordan 1s for comfort. And that's where I get into my opinions on this shoe. And honestly, this is kind of impulsy in the sense that like, I really could have not just bought this Jordan 1. But it's clean, it's nice. I like the iridescent lines, they're super dope. And I think eventually, once some of my Jordan 1s leave my collection, I'll probably start adding this to the rotation. But overall, I'd still say it's cool enough for a mid, and it almost sounds like I actually probably shouldn't have bought this, which is very true. I have too many shoes, but I still like it nonetheless. And with that, we come to the end of another video. So I'd like to hear what you guys think of this women's Air Jordan 1 Mid SE in this iridescent white colorway. And out of some of the more recent mids that have been coming out, what are some of your favorites? So for myself, I actually really do like the face tasms, but like I said, I really would have wished that was thrown on the high, but that's just me. But I'd love to hear what you have to say. So like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and time for the on feet, and yeah, catch you guys in another video. Stay safe and stay at home. Even though I'm losing my mind at home.